Hello everyone, my name is Juliana. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. And if you're not subscribed yet, subscribe. I'm trying to get to 2,000 subscribers by the end of September. Actually, by my birthday, which is September 23rd. So in about another week and a half-ish, something like that. But anyways, today's story, I'm going to talk about a woman who was in a matey side chick position, whatever you want to call it. Well, she wasn't in the side chick position, but the side chick decided she wanted to take the main position and attempted murder. That's what she tried to do. So let's get into it. So I ran into this story on TikTok and I decided, you know what, let me do a quick video talking about it. Because as women, we'll be in a relationship with a man, find out he's cheating, whether he's just a boyfriend or a husband, whatever he is. And instead of saying, you know what, done, we want to say, oh, let's work it out. Let's build a family. Let's work it out for the kids or whatever, which is never a good idea, by the way. Or it's because of shame or because of religion, or we just want to be the winner. You know, we always try. Women, we're very competitive when it comes to our men. So how dare he cheat on me? What makes her better? Why is she better? Why she's not gonna be the winner? You know, kind of thing. And a lot of times when we do that, we take a lot out of our own selves. You know, our self-esteem. We put our lives in danger. Like this case specifically, I'm about to talk about. But I'm rambling. Nicole Jones was in a relationship with a man for how long? I'm not sure. It wasn't identified, but while she was in the relationship with him, about a year in, she found out that he was cheating. And as per usual, like a lot of us do, she decided she was gonna stick with him. She wasn't gonna break up, whatever. But then the side chick, or the matey, whatever you want to call her, had that same mentality. So it was a back and forth between the two women, you know, arguing here, arguing there, throwing insults kind of thing or whatever. She would show up at Nicole's house, you know, especially when she knew that the boyfriend was there, whatever. She would show up at Nicole's house, you know, creating an argument. She would call on the phone. How she knew where Nicole lived, you know, or knew her number. Well, I can figure out how she knew her number. She went through the guy's phone and whatever. But how did she know where she lived? I don't know. That wasn't identified in her story. But I'm thinking maybe they're from a small area and everybody knows everybody kind of thing. So that's where she was able to identify where Nicole lived. Or maybe she drove around like a psycho and, you know, saw the man's van, or, you know, outside the car, outside of her house or whatever, and, you know, put two and two together and be like, yeah, that's where she lives kind of thing. I don't know. But a lot of times when these men are cheating, they're so reckless with it. They're so reckless. They don't care. So, I don't know. And also, her and Nicole would throw words back at each other. And so, we all know how it goes. You know, she's stalking Nicole on social media. Nicole's throwing words. The other woman's throwing words. It was just like a back and forth. Crazy situation. And the man in the middle, who's the cause of all of this, he said nothing. He played both sides. You know, he would tell Nicole one story. He would tell the other lady another story or whatever. And on October 31st, 2020, Nicole had, you know, just finished work. She's like, you know what? It's Halloween. I want to go out, have some fun or whatever. So she decided to go to a Halloween party with her best friend. You know, they went out, had their drinks, had their dance, whatever. And she came back home, decided, you know what? I'm going to chill out, watch a movie until I'm ready to go to bed. So while she's watching the movie, she noticed, you know, like someone called her phone. So she answered, and it turned out that it was the other woman. Big argument exploded or whatever. At that time, the other woman was with the boyfriend. He was in bed sleeping. So, you know, she's calling to gloat and be like, bitch, I got your man. What are you going to do about it? You know, that kind of thing or whatever. So Nicole decided, you know what? I'm over this. He's with you right now. So clearly you have him. Keep it. I'm done. And she hung up the phone. Maybe a couple of minutes after that, the other woman decides to call back. Like, no, I'm not done with you until I say, I'm done or whatever. So they're arguing back and forth again. She decided to make a threat. Oh, I'm going to come shoot your house up or whatever. Nicole didn't take her seriously. Which, whenever someone makes a threat at you, even if it's, oh, I'm just going to come blow you over, take that shit seriously. Because you never know when someone is about to act on that threat. Okay, and especially when they know, okay, you're not taking them seriously, your defenses are down, that's when it's even worse for you. So maybe about half an hour later or so, Nicole hears her boyfriend's truck or van, car, whatever it was, driving up. Because he had an older car, so the muffler or the engine was very loud. So it was very distinctive. And she heard it, she's like, oh, you know, maybe she's thinking he's coming over to apologize, make up, whatever. Or maybe she didn't know that it was the woman or whatever. I'm not sure. But she looked out the window and see that, yeah, it is his truck. She ran outside, and from her side of the story, she said she saw someone in black, dressed in all black, coming out of the car. But usually you can tell, you know, a man and a woman's physique majority of the times, but whatever. She said she didn't know who it was, and she went outside. And before she can, you know, she realized at some point that it was the other woman. And before she could even say anything other than, what are you doing here? The other woman pulled out a gun and started to shoot. Nicole was shot 3 times in the stomach, and she fell face forward. You know, at this point, she shot center mass. She's basically done for. She can't fight back. She can't run. So the woman kept on shooting, you know, shooting her in her legs, in her back, that kind of thing. And all Nicole could do was scream for help. That's all she was doing. And the woman kept, you know, die, die, shouting at her, die, die, whatever. And she kept shooting. One of Nicole's neighbors that lived on, you know, a high floor above her, heard the gunshots, heard the commotion, decided to open, you know, like shout out, leave her alone, I've called the cops or whatever. That didn't scare the other woman, and she's not identified, so I don't have her name, so I'm just gonna call her the other woman. The boyfriend's name as well hasn't been released, so he's just the boyfriend, the piece of shit, whatever you want to call it. So after Nicole, and even though she's going through all of this, she didn't lose consciousness at any point. She was very well aware of what was going on. So every shot that she got, she felt it. Okay? It's not like she was shot and she was passed out or whatever. She was conscious through everything. So after the neighbor said that, and she realized, okay, this woman's not leaving me alone, she decided, I'm going to play dead. And that's when the woman drove off. That's when she got into the car and drove off. So when the neighbor now realized, okay, the threat's been eliminated, she's gone, that's when she rushed downstairs and held Nicole's hand. At that point, they didn't know whether or not she was going to survive. She was covered in blood. Everything happened so fast. They didn't know how many times she was hit. All she knew was she took a couple shots to the stomach, to the back, and whatever. At that point, she couldn't really feel anything on her legs or what's not. Or actually, I think it was after she got to the hospital. I'm rushing ahead of myself. But she was very conscious. She could hear when the ambulance was pulling up. She could hear the sirens. You know, even through the ride at the hospital. When she got to the hospital on day, trying to clean her up to assess the damage and where the gunshots were, she could hear them counting. But in her state, she didn't know why they were counting. They end up putting her in a medical-induced coma. She awoke 4 days later, and that's when she realized that they were counting her shots. She was shot 17 times, okay? 17 times. So I don't know how many bullets are in a gun. I don't know what type of gun it was, but I would think she probably had to reload the gun at some point. So she had all time to change her mind. She came there with a vendetta. It was to eliminate the other woman, you know, because she was going to win by any means necessary. And clearly, she didn't leave until she thought Nicole was dead. That's when she left. And within an hour of the incident happened, she was arrested by police because Nicole was able to give them the name of, you know, who she was. So they arrested her, and she's currently still in jail right now awaiting her trial. Obviously, it's attempted murder, so the bail probably would have been set, not probably, the bail, it was set high, and she probably doesn't have anyone to bail her out, and she can't bail herself out. So she's still sitting in jail. The boyfriend, he did reach out to Nicole after everything, and he was very apologetic and, you know, apologizing, and he's sorry and this and that and whatever. And it was later revealed as well that the boyfriend was sleeping at the time that she took his car. So he didn't know that she had went over to Nicole's house or whatever. But regardless, he knew what the situation was between these two ladies, and he never tried to put an end to it. Like I said, he was the middleman, and he was playing both sides. He didn't try to say, you know what, let me break up with one of them for good or whatever. He just went with it. And these women just fought it out. And after he realized that, you know, she's good, like good in the sense of she's not gonna die, he just whatever and went back on living his life. So these two women, their life is affected, and he's free to live his life how he wants to live his life. He probably already has a new girlfriend, whatever. This was almost a year ago. And Nicole, now imagine, she was the one that used to be the helper to people, and now she's the one needing help. She's dependent on other people. They told her that she probably wouldn't walk again because, you know, she did get shot in the back and it hit her spine. But after she went to rehab, within 3 weeks, she was walking again. Not like before. She needs help now with a walker and everything, but she's getting there, you know. But she was in a deep depression after all of this happened. She was suicidal, you know, even after surviving that many shots and going through all of that and surviving, she didn't want to be here anymore because it's painful. You know, meds can only do so much. And she was, like I said, she was suicidal and depressed and everything, but she's slowly working on that. She's trying to work her way back up to where she was before. And this is just a crazy story. Like, women, we need to learn from this. You know, like, I'll tell you a quick little story of me back in the day when I was younger. And my first, anybody that knew me back then, like my first serious boyfriend, my first real boyfriend, you know, after we had our kids and, well, we had one kid together. After I realized that he was cheating, like that shit hurt me so much. I ended up getting in contact with one of the girls that he was cheating on me with. And it's like we're talking regularly, and then 1 minute we're arguing, cutting each other out. And it just popped into my head. I'm like, what are you? Like, meaning, like, what's your race? And she's like, mulatto. And my stupid ass at the time, I'm like, mulatto? Where's that, China? Mulatto is an older term for basically meaning you're mixed. Usually, you know, mixed between black and white and whatever. And my stupid ass, I remember that story. I remember that incident so specifically. Where's mulatto? China? But anyways, I'm just saying that to say that we always get so mad at the other woman. We never get mad at the man who's, or now, not that we don't get mad at him, but we don't get as mad at him as we would the other woman. And it's crazy. We give so much of ourselves, and so much is taken for granted, and it's just crazy. Like, if you're in a situation like this, just let it go. Let it go. Because you never know when those side chicks out there, they're crazy. This is not like back in the day where the side chick will keep numb and, or mum will keep mum and don't say anything. They want it to be known. They want you to know, I got your man and there's nothing you can do about it. And if they have to come and, you know, try to take you out for him, that's what they'll do. Not thinking, oh, after a couple years, he might do the same thing, you know, with me. Because it's just a crazy story. Crazy, crazy story. But I'll be tagging her, not tagging her, I'll be posting her link in the description box. So you can head on over to her TikTok and you can hear her tell the story herself. And you can follow her journey. If there are any updates in regards to if this woman is convicted or if she pleads guilty or what she's sentenced to, which I think it will be a hefty crime. And in order for her to do something like this is definitely not her first rodeo, you know, especially with the law, with the justice system. So she will definitely get some time. I wish I knew who she was. I was going to go on the, you know, I know in the States, in some states, I don't know about Chicago, you can go on the jail's website and see who's in there, but I don't have a name, so it wouldn't make any sense. But anyways, like, comment, share. Let me know if you've heard about this story, what you think about it, and leave this dirty man alone. Leave them alone. And another thing, I'm ranting now. Sometimes these men, they cheat on you and you want to leave them, and they try to make your life a living hell. Like, why? What for? Like, just let it go, sir. But anyways, let me know if you've heard about this story. Let me know what you think, and I will see you guys in the next video. And hopefully by the next video I will be at 2,000 subscribers. Bye.